but you can see the people gathered here. The euphoria among the people is simple and unimaginable, and that is the love the people have for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and for the NDC as a party. Ever since we started this journey, right from the very day, which is today, in the morning
from Wuchao.
Okay, from Wuchao, you could see that the people were happy to receive His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. From Wuchao to Goripie, the people were more than excited to receive him. And then from Goripie, we went all the way to Dafiama, and the crowd was simple and unimaginable. From Dafiama, we moved to Nadoli in the Nadoli Kelio constituency, and I was amazed to see the number of people who were there ready to receive His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC as a party. And from Nadoli we proceeded to Chare in the one municipality, and we got to Chare around 9 thereabout.
So the MP will continue the conversation. As we speak, the Member of Parliament for Wa Central, Dr. Rashid Pelpo, is speaking. What is he saying?
What he's simply saying is that he said he thanks the people at least for being here up to this time, and that we all know what we are going through now. He said we've carried water and we've also carried alcohol, and we know which one is heavier than the other. He said we have experienced NDC government and we are now experiencing MPP government. We know what the two stands for. He said during NDC's regime there were a lot of developmental projects springing around the length and breadth of this country, and so he said he's using this opportunity to thank the chiefs and people of Kpongu, certain rights all the way up till now. And so he's saying that His Excellency, if God willing, he's giving the opportunity to rule this country again, will do a lot to better the lives of the people, and for that matter, Kpongu as a community. He is saying that this year's election is not a child's play. So anybody who will be going to the polls to vote, when you get into the box, do the right thing, vote for our future. And when you get into the ballot box, we know what the MPP did for us, and we also know what the NDC did for us. And so he's saying that before MPP came into office, you could not compare the NDC and the MPP because there was nothing to compare. But now we've witnessed the reign of the NDC in 8 years, and we are now witnessing the reign of the MPP in almost 8 years. And so he's saying that the people of Kpongu, and for that matter Wa Central, we experienced the hardship that the MPP took us through, and he is quite optimistic that when we get into the ballot box to vote, we will know the party to vote for, and he is sure that the people of Kpongu will vote for NDC and also vote for the parliamentary candidate, which is Dr. Hassan Rashid Pelpo. He said na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is in the region. He is coming to spend 3 days with us, and as we are all aware, because of his developmental nature, the one now has given him a chieftaincy title, Napobo Kolena, which means chief of development. And so he's saying that he's appealing to the people that when they get to the polling station center, they should try and vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and also vote for majority of the MPs, so that His Excellency will have a convincing majority in Parliament, so that he can carry out with all the policies and the plans that he's explained to the people.
Okay, so while we are at it, and then the Member of Parliament continues to encourage the people to vote for John Mahama, we were speaking to how the day has been so far, and for you it has largely been successful. Tomorrow, where are we going?
Well, tomorrow we will start from Kajukeri in the Defiema Buse East district. From Kajukeri we will move to Fonsi in the West East district, and from Fonsi we will move all the way to Nabulo in the Sisala East district. From Nabulo we will come back to Tumu, which is still in the Sisala East district or constituency. And so from Tumu we will move all the way to Golu, which is in the Golu constituency. From Golu we will proceed to Fielmont, which is also in the Golu constituency. Then from Fielmont we will now go all the way to Lambuse, where we will be visiting Korobongo, which is a community within the Lambuse constituency. So I think in a nutshell, that is how tomorrow's program will look like. Tomorrow we'll be visiting 4 constituencies. And
so yes, we're speaking, but as we speak, John Dramani Mahama is about going upstage to go and speak. So it's been a long day, but from the description you have given us, tomorrow we are likely to come back at midnight.
Because where we are going tomorrow, the earliest we can come will be 1 o'clock a.m. because the communities are far apart and the road network is not also good. Like I indicated in the morning, the Tumu road was awarded on contract to a Chinese construction firm. Unfortunately, when these people took over the reins of governance, they have decided to abandon that road, and so the road has deteriorated to the extent that a journey that would have taken you 1 hour to cover.
Okay, so at this stage, the man the people have been waiting for is about speaking, and so let's allow him to wrap up his day, and then I will come back to you.
So how do we
what
do
to
it?
expect tomorrow?
Hey. Okay, it has run into the game reserve. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody, and let me thank you for waiting patiently for us to arrive here, and I thank you for the love and patience you have shown us. Let me thank our traditional rulers for waiting up till this time. It is late, so I'm not going to talk for too long. I wish I could speak in Wala, but unfortunately, in the night, my Wale doesn't come properly. And the bird can't talk to the Wala. But thank you very much. I'm just going to be brief. We're largely Muslim in this community, so let me pick a verse from the Quran. And it says in Quran chapter 2, verse 216, that sometimes we might hate something, but it is good for us. And sometimes we might love something, but it is bad for us. In 2016, Ghanaians were made to hate NDC, mostly because of lies. A lot of concoctions were made against us. I was the target of most of them. I bought a hotel in Dubai. I've stolen money from Ghana. I've made guinea fowls fly to Burkina Faso. I mean, what lie did they tell against me? DKM belongs to me and Lodina. I mean, endless lies. Our government was incompetent, and so it made Ghanaians hate NDC. But, as the Quran says, maybe NDC was good for us. And so we fell in love with those who were telling lies. But as the Quran says, maybe those we fell in love with were bad for us. Today we all see the consequence. Today all of us are feeling it. That what we loved has turned out negatively for us. But in English too we say, experience is the best teacher. The Akans, Tree speaking people, they say, a futuo wohoi and sakra nipa ajise nsore. It means that advice can never change a person unless the person goes through the experience. And so we have all gone through the experience for 8 years. Happily, because we have a constitution and we are running a democratic government, we have the opportunity to make a change. 8 years, everything has gone bad in this country. All the sweet promises that were made have not come to pass. One district, one factory. One village, one dam. $1 million per constituency per year. Yet Isikaso Ekomde. I worked in Bank of Ghana. The money is there. We can develop this country without borrowing. It all turned out to be lies. Lies. And so we have the opportunity to make a change. And the 8 years experience we've gone through has affected every single aspect of life. Today, healthcare. In 2016, if you took your health insurance card to the hospital, they will look after you, you'll get paracetamol, you'll get cough syrup, you'll get antibiotics. Today, if you take your health insurance card, you'll be lucky if you get paracetamol. Everything else, they'll write prescription for you. And you have to go to the pharmacy to go and buy the medicine. Today, education. When we're paying fees, how much were the fees? 600 cedis. We used to pay. And the children go to school, all of them together. And they eat good quality food. Today, we have free SHS, which is a good thing. And we're going to improve it. But today, look at the quality of the food our children are eating. If you don't give your child food to go to school, your child will go hungry. Because the food is bad. The last time I saw a video, each of them got a spoonful of rice. And they had only one fish. And about 12 students had to divide one fish. The one who was sharing it, he didn't know how to even cut the fish and give it out. So when I saw that video, I said he should have just mashed the fish in the stew and served it to everybody. If you don't give your child money to buy food in school, they'll go hungry. Today, some of our children go for 4 weeks, then they come back and stay at home for 3 months. If you don't get an extra studies teacher to teach them and pay the extra studies teacher, the child will forget everything they learnt in school. Today, our roads are bad. Look at Wa Bole, Bamboy, Wenchi Techiman Road. Look at the condition in which it is. And so, this country has gone back in every sector. It even affects religion. Our constitution guarantees freedom of worship. And it says that everybody can express their religion. And so we all are proud Muslims, or we're proud Christians, or whatever religion that we follow. But even today it is difficult to fulfill your religious obligations. Because Islam has 5 pillars. The first is submission to the will of Allah. The 5th one is that if you are a Muslim and you have the ability and the resources, you must pay a pilgrimage to the Holy Land, to Mecca. When NDC was in office, it cost 11,900 cedis to go to Mecca. The Hajj committee wanted to increase the fare to 12,000 cedis. They wanted to add 100 cedis. I said, no, you can't. You must manage with the 11,900 cedis. And so, 11,900 cedis, a lot of people could afford to go. Today, to go to Mecca, you need 75,000 Ghana cedis. 750 million cedis. That 750 million cedis in NDC time could send your father, your mother, your sister, your aunt, you yourself, your child. It could send 7 people to Mecca. And so, in every sector we have gone back. And that is why NDC, we say it is time to rescue our country. And it's time to rescue our country so that we can make things better. The chief imam came to me when we were drawing our manifesto, and he brought us the Muslim manifesto. And he said, these are the things we as the Muslim community want to see in your manifesto so that you do them for us when NDC comes. Go and look in the NDC manifesto. Almost all the things the chief imam asked for, you'll find them in our manifesto. We have promised that when we come, we're going to reduce the Hajj fare drastically so that as many people who make their intention to go to Mecca can have the opportunity to do so. It is NDC that came and expanded Tamale Airport so that for the first time, Muslims in the northern sector of this country don't have to go to Accra to fly to Mecca. You go to Tamale and you can board a plane directly to the Holy Land. Before NDC came, anytime Muslims were going to Mecca, they used to go to Accra. If you ask those who went to Mecca in the early days, and go and sleep at a place called El Wak Stadium. By the time they are ready to put them on the plane to the Holy Land, a lot of them get to Mecca and they get malaria. And so they are not able to perform the pilgrimage. And so we came, Professor Mills put me in charge of Muslim affairs. And so we said, this is not acceptable. Let us create a Hajj village so that those who are going to travel, we can keep them in a comfortable situation. We will give them health screening and everything before they embark on the pilgrimage. That's how come today we have Hajj villages, and anybody who is going on pilgrimage has a very comfortable place to stay before they go on Hajj. NDC is the government that came and introduced the Islamic Education Unit. Before the Islamic Education Unit, our people were reluctant to send their children to school because we felt that if they go to school, they'll be Christianized. The Islamic Education Unit is what started English-Arabic schools. And that is when our people had confidence to start sending our children to school. A lot of our qualified Northerners and Muslim graduates and intellectuals completed English-Arabic school. And that has increased the educated population in our communities, which are the most disadvantaged. And so NDC has care for everybody, whether you're Muslim or you're Christian. And that's why we've said that Muslims have only 2 holidays. And when it's time for Eid al-Fitr, that is after the fast of the Ramadan, we normally start with the moon, we end with the moon. Sometimes one part of the country sees the moon, the other doesn't see it. And so some people break the fast and pray one day, another group break the fast the next day and pray another day. And yet the holiday for Eid al-Fitr is one. And so we've said that a new NDC government that comes will increase the Eid al-Fitr holiday to 2. So that if people pray on one day, they will have a holiday. Those who pray the next day will also have a holiday. It is only fair because all of us are citizens of this country. And so NDC is a party that will continue to respect all religions. We believe, as the Constitution says, that you should practice your religion and you should express your religion. And so if you are a Christian and you want to wear a cassock, it is your duty, it is your right to do so. If you are a Catholic nun and you want to wear your dress with your head cover, it is your right to do so. If you are a Muslim woman, you want to wear your hijab, it is your right to do so. Nobody can stop you from doing it. And so NDC will continue to protect the rights of all its citizens, their religious rights, and make sure that they're able to pursue whatever religion they belong to in peace without harassment. 7th December, we have the opportunity to make a change. 7th December, we have a choice to make. We've gone through 8 years of this NPP administration. Things are not the same. I was president of this country by the grace of God. He gave me the opportunity. I lost the election. It's giving me the opportunity to sit back for 8 years and reflect on when I was president. Not everybody gets the opportunity to be able to sit back, reflect, and come back to do a job again and do a better job. But by the grace of God, He has given me the opportunity. I've handled this country before. I've left office. I've had the opportunity for 8 years to reflect on my time in office. And God is going to give me the opportunity to come back and do a better job than even what I did when I was president. And I promise you 2 things. Hard work. I'm going to work for you 24/7. And the second promise is honesty and truth. I will not deceive you. I won't tell you what I can't do. I only tell you what I can do. And at any point, if things are good, I'll tell you things are good and getting better. If things are bad, I'll tell you, fellow Ghanaians, things are bad. Let us all tighten our belts and work together to lift our country back on its feet. And we can't do this alone. We need the support of all Ghanaians to be able to do it. And so the new NDC government is going to call on the collective strength of all Ghanaians, not only our party supporters. Because you cannot make this country better with only half the population. You need everybody in the country to work together to make Ghana what we want it to be. And so when we come into office, we're going to treat all of you equally as citizens. And we expect that all of you will participate in order that we can lift our country back on its feet. And so, a lot of the time I hear many of our party people tell us, oh, the NPP have shown us how to chop power. And so when we come, we too are going to chop power and show them. It is our turn. We too, the things they have done, we too can do some. You see, the mistake the MPP has done is what is going to send them into opposition. There is no use fighting for political power if you are coming to repeat the same mistakes that the MPP government has done. We must do better than they have done. We must win the trust of Ghanaians. We are not coming into office for one term. We must make Ghanaians see that NDC is always a better government for them. And that will guarantee that we will stay in power for a long time. The Constitution allows me to do only one term. I'll come and do my best. And it is that best that will reset this country and create the foundation and the platform for us to hand over to the next generation of our party. And I know that there are many of our people, Rashid Pelpo, Hudu Mokhtari, Okudzeto Blakwa, John Jinapo, and so many of them who are the next generation after us, Haruna Idrisu and all of them. We have done our part. And this will be my swan song, my legacy, just to leave a legacy for our people. And I feel committed to it because I have children, young people like you. I see many of your young faces, and you are like my son, Sharaf. And so many of you are my children. And so I feel a commitment that I must do my best for this country so that I can hand over to the generation that is following us. And so, 7th December, we have a choice to make. Let us all take that choice seriously. Elections have consequences. We made a choice in 2016, we made a choice in 2020, and we're paying the consequences for it today. Farmers don't have fertilizer. You go to hospital, you don't get medication. Our children don't have school desks. In 2016, when I was president, I remember Baumia was running mate. He used to go to rural schools and take pictures and say the children don't have furniture. And then he will personally donate furniture to them. Today, as I speak to you, under Akufo-Addo and Baumia, 1.3 million Ghanaian children in basic school have no furniture, no tables, no chairs to sit on. And so I challenge them to come and go to the rural schools and see the number of children who are lying on their stomachs and sitting on stones to write. But even then, it's not that the children don't have chairs and tables. At least in our time, if they didn't have chairs and tables, they had books. Today, the basic school children have no textbooks. How do you expect them to learn? Capitation grants, which should help to cater for the basic primary schools, the basic schools, is in arrears for 7 installments. And yet, they say we should clap for them. They have done a good job. They say we should clap for them. They don't deserve a clap. They deserve to go to opposition, to go and reflect on the harm that they have done to this country. So the time has come to drive the elephants back into the bush. The game reserve is not too far from here. That's where the elephants are. This MPP elephant has to go and join its colleagues in the game reserve. That's where it belongs. And so I'm not going to talk for too long. I want to thank you for waiting for us up to this time. There are many initiatives MDC is bringing. Free first year, no academic fees, so that all our children who are leaving senior high school, if you go to nursing training, agri college, training college, university, in the first year, you will not pay any academic fees. Because we're tired of too many of our children not being able to take their positions in tertiary education because their parents don't have money. Recently, one of my church members died, and her daughter is in nursing training college. She couldn't go back to school, even though school had opened, because she was required to pay 4,200 cedis. And so I had to come to her aid and pay 4,200 cedis for her to go back to school. But you can imagine how many families cannot pay 4,200 for their children who have gained admission to be able to go to school. If you calculate the academic fees, the average is 3,500 cedis, 3,700 cedis. But I can assure you there are many families in Ghana that cannot afford 3,500 cedis for a child to go to school. And that's why we say the first year should be free. So when the child goes in, we have what we call the student's loan. You apply for the student's loan, and they will give the child from second year, third year, fourth year, they'll give them a loan to pay the fees. And when they finish school and they are working, we'll deduct the loan little by little by little by little until they finish paying. Wa is the Upper West Regional Capital, and it must be a city worthy of its salt. And that is why NDC in power was rehabilitating the roads. It was us who did asphalt in Wa Township for the first time. And we're working on the road. I thought that by the time I come, the road from Wa through Tumu to Bolga would have been completed, because they had all been awarded on contract. This government said year of roads, year of roads. Every year is year of roads. And yet you don't see the roads anywhere. They say they've done more roads than any government in history of Ghana. And yet you don't see those roads anywhere. They say Kpongu did 3,500 kilometers of roads. Mahama and Mills did 4,300 kilometers of roads. They said they have done 12,000 kilometers of roads. I beg you, I'm in the Upper West region. Please tell me, where is your share of the 12,000 kilometers of roads? It's completely laughable. At least, if you don't give us any road, you come and patch the Wabole Wenchi Techiman road for us. We beg you, come and patch that road for us so that we'll be using it. But I can assure you, when NDC comes, we're going to prioritize the roads in the Upper West region so that we can have motorable roads to be able to move on. And so, I'm going to introduce an experienced member of parliament, an intellectual, humble, respectful, younger brother of mine. We were colleagues in parliament together. He has worked his way to the front bench of parliament. Somebody said, and handsome, I'll add that. And he has represented the people of West Central very well. I don't want to see any skirt and blouse in this election. Let us vote for the truth. And the truth is NDC. They are going to come and distribute rice and maize because there was a drought in the northern part of this country. From Brongahafo, after the first rains for about 12 weeks, there was no rain. And so those who planted at that time lost their crops. And so government has applied to parliament for money to buy maize and rice and distribute it to farmers who have lost their crops. But I know that because it's the political season, half of that is going to go to their political party executives. And the rest, they are going to come and give it to you and ask you to vote for them because they are giving you rice and maize. That rice and that maize, this human stomach God gave us, we will eat it, we will go to toilet, and it will go. But we would live with any wrong choice that we make. That maize and rice and money that they will bring is your own money. It's the money of the people of Ghana. They are not doing you a favor by giving it to you. When they bring the rice, cook it and eat it. When they bring the maize, make tuonzafi and eat it. But when you go to vote, don't vote according to what you put in the stomach. Vote according to what is best for your future. And that is the NDC. So, I won't take too much of your time. I'll raise the hand of my brother here so that you know that officially he's the candidate that we have accepted as our candidate for the NDC in the election. I know that by the grace of Allah, inshallah, NDC is going to win this election. And when NDC wins this election, by the grace of God, I shall be president of this country. And please, when I become president of this country by the grace of Allah, I don't want you, West Central, to give me any baby elephants to come and follow me. I don't want any baby elephant following me. I want you to give me an umbrella to come with me. And so when you vote for JM, you must vote for Honorable Rashid Pelpo. And so, as witnesses, I raise his hand and ask all of you to vote for Honorable Rashid Pelpo Thank you very much.
So
May
this is
Allah
how
bless you.
John Dramani
Yibarka,
Mahama
Yibarka,
is
Yibarka.
wrapping up his campaign tour, day one of the Upper West region. And so we wrap up with the regional communications officer who has had a tour day a day before our arrival for the work this morning. In 30 seconds, where are we going tomorrow?
Tomorrow we'll be going to Kajikeri, from Kajikeri to Fonsi, from Fonsi we'll be going to Nabulo, from Nabulo to Tumu, from Tumu to Golu, from Golu to Fielmo, from Fielmo to Korobongo. So these are the 7 communities that we will be embarking tomorrow.